All right, now, hello there. I am doing a Zoom broadcast from and also setting it on live here from Facebook. So I hope you are going to enjoy this little, hopefully, this little demonstration for all this stuff. Let me see. Is everything working here? Yep, everything should be good to go. Great. Now I'm going to be watching the Facebook live and see if there's any comments that pop up along the way. So if anyone does, just be mindful. I'm watching you 20 seconds after I talk after I say this stuff. So just keep that in mind. A couple of things that are coming up lately. For one thing, yes, I am still furloughed, meaning I'm still as they say, without a yab. So that is what it is. So I'm working my way through it. So hopefully it'll be okie dokie here in the end. Uh, the other thing that's been going on is we've been doing, but my Ask Foto Dono and my Evening with Foto Dono have been pretty popular, which I'm very happy and very very taken back by the amount of support that the people have shown me through those things. So awesome! I can't thank you guys enough. I'm going to be trying also something too on Wednesday. For those of you who haven't heard or seen, is that I'm going to be moderating an event through JPI and Tamron for a Johnson Photo Imaging in Tamron, and I'm going to be doing a with Ken Hubbard, Mysteries of Night Photography. Basically, it's his show. I'm just there to basically, as they say, keep the puck in play. So that'll be a lot of fun for that. So if you guys are interested, that's going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be at 2:30. The Zoom event is actually, as far as I can tell, I'm probably going to have more than 100 people. So I'm going to broadcast it live on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see that. I have a YouTube channel. I know, surprisingly, I have it. I've had one for quite some time now, for about 6 years, but I haven't really done anything with it because just really haven't had the time. But now I've been enjoying doing these things, these live sessions, and I'm looking forward to doing more. So if you want to, you can find me on YouTube. You'll have to, like, when you go into the YouTube, just put in the search for YouTube, type in Foto Dono, Fotodono, and you'll be able to find me there. So I'm not seeing the any comments in the live feed here. So let me see if this is working here. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm going to do a test comment and see how this works. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Oh, I'm going to like it. So I've liked my own video. Yay. So anyway, like I said, I made a YouTube video, and like I said, I'm going to run it through, and I got some videos I posted sporadically over the years. I've been posting these Facebook Live video sessions on there too, as well too. As I said, I've been using Zoom for a lot of my webinar platforms, so I'm doing this first through Zoom, and then I'm doing this here through Facebook. So it should be pretty interesting as far as that goes. Oh, my first one live person showed up. Yay! So anyway, a couple of things too that's coming up to that, again, that might be of interest to you is that this video will also be uploaded to my YouTube channel under the playlist for Foto Dono Live. So you'll be able to check it out from there. I've been playing around with the virtual backgrounds, as you can see right here, that Zoom provides, because I can't broadcast to the normal spot. And of course, the background is kind of messy. So I'm trying to use a virtual background to kind of help out with that. But later on tonight, I'll have my other background up, so which is some of my work. A couple of things too, also that's coming up is uh, I'm doing some online private lessons as well too. If you go to my page at photodon.com, you can click on the links for that for some of the events I'm doing, including signing up for a private lesson. Those will be starting on Tuesday, and I'll be running those throughout most of the day on Tuesday, so you'll be able to click and pick up your one. Now, if there's one that you want to do that I have, if there's a time that your date that you prefer, just send me an email. I'll be glad to do that. Again, that's at Fotodono, Fotodono.com. And you can pretty much find me on most of that stuff at Foto Dono, anywhere that you can find me on there. So yeah. I'd like to do something a little bit different besides, of course, talk about some of the things that I've been doing. Is I want to kind of show you some of the things that I've been doing that I like to, but not that it's been kind of like my passion project for the last 4 years or so. So I just want to kind of show you some of that stuff. So I won't be able to see the Zoom. Sorry, the Facebook Live as a broadcast here. So to show you this. So I have to share you my screen. So just bear with me 1 second while I do that. All right. So hopefully what you see on the screen now is you're seeing some photos I've taken over the last 4 years or so. Some of my some of my passion project for night photography. So kind of give you an idea of how it all started out with all the stuff. And of course, everything starts out, with the most disastrous stuff. Starts with pictures of the moon, playing around with that, trying to get some unique photos of the old moon floating around us. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to do. And then, of course, my son, he was let's see, he's going to be 16 in May. So I'm now so this was about 10 years ago. I wanted to show him the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus. That's what's in this picture. So I knew if I could take him down there, and we had a relatively clear sky. So I went down there, set the camera on a tripod, and that way I could shoot the picture of him and I standing in front of it. Of course, it took me a few moments to get him to stand still, but yeah. So that was it. So that's kind of the instigation of it all is something like this, trying to show him some of the night sky wonder and stuff like that. And so, which led me to basically looking for pictures of trying to find to photograph the Milky Way. This is one of my, well, not the first attempt, but it's the one attempt that was the most successful in trying to find the Milky Way. The editing technique wasn't as good as I would like as I do now, but it's my first foray into all this stuff, and it worked out pretty well. I was using a Nikon camera with a Sigma lens, 24 to 1/4 for the shot. Nikon was Nikon D610, so it was a full frame. So I was pretty happy with the results when I first got it because it was the first time. It's the first time I got to see the Milky Way like it is, and actually having to go find it. Now it took me a little bit of trial and error just to try to find this stuff as far as that goes, because it meant I had to do my own research. I had to find, I had to look on photo pills. I had to look on, also had to look on Stellarium. Then I didn't know anything about any of this software before, and I just basically had to go out and try this stuff. And that's what I ended up doing. So I just had to go out and try some of that stuff. And then, of course, I got a little bit better at it. This is about a year later. I was with my son, and we're up at Assateague and on the Maryland side, Assateague Island. And, it's where the wild ponies are roaming around, of course. So with this particular one, what I did was I basically set this camera up so I'm in front of, so I'm pointing towards, of course, the Milky Way, lining it up. This is in October, so it's kind of almost perpendicular, which is kind of nice. So what's happening with this one right here is, since it's pointing up into the night sky, I'm pointing straight up. I put my son in front of the fishing shack that was there. Now, if you actually Google Milky Way photos from Assateague Island, this will show up in some of the Google search engines. But the other thing too is you'll notice that I'm not the only one who's used that fishing shack as part of its foreground. So it's kind of cool that I wasn't the only one. Some people might think, well, he shot it. Everybody else shoots the same. But yeah, I was there. I was there with my son. So for me, this has a lot more meaning for this type of thing. I used my own flash to basically light him up, as it were. And again, I had him stand there for 30 seconds. Again, I hadn't quite figured out how to work all this stuff. So to me, it's about as good as it's going to get. It's a little bit soft here in the foreground. I think I've gotten better since then, but it's one of those little things. This was a class I had done over here. This was actually by the Skyway Bridge. And in fact, I've done a couple of re-edits on that one. Let me see if I can find the re-edits real quick. Hang on 1 second. Let's go back to share screen. Let's go to desktop. So you get to see my lovely desktop. Let's see. We want to go to, here we go. And yeah. So kind of give you an idea of how that particular one started off with. Because I recently did this one not too long ago with the Luminar. So this was this is basically the night sky that I normally see out there. Meaning what I normally see is that the human eye cannot pick out the the subtle differences in the tonal ranges out there at night. You just can't do it. It's just not built that way. However, the camera can see this stuff, so which is really nice. So basically, as I'm looking around looking for all these things, I could see the Milky Way right here, which is really nice. But you can't really pick out the details. But it's being recorded, just going to require some post production in order to kind of fill it out, as it were. So this was my first result for that type of thing, and then I went back to let's see, where did it go? Oops, I lost it already. Look at that. So, and I went back to and re-edit that thing later on. So when I went back to my re-edits, I think I did a little bit better job of bringing it out. So it worked out pretty good. I actually used pretty much a Luminar for most of this stuff. I did take one final whack at it in Photoshop to try to bring it out, and I think it worked out pretty well. I ended up doing that, like taking this one and this one, the black and white version, and basically kind of composited them together in Photoshop to really bring out the tonal ranges of the whole entire process. So I think it worked out a little bit better than before. So anyway, so I thought that might be something you guys might want to be interested in seeing, some of that stuff. Let me take a look, see if there's anybody up there in the Facebook land. Nope, nobody's there. And of course, the Facebook Live is moving a little bit slower. So like I said, it's about 20 seconds behind from the Zoom stuff. So let me go back to share that particular part again in Lightroom. So again, you can see that, I've throughout the years, things have changed. Oops. There are times where I was just shooting the sky just for landscape purposes, looking for something that's kind of unique and different. Things, even if there was cloudy days, stuff like that. So it's been kind of fun. One of the really nice ones that I liked right here. This was shot out west in Nebraska, up the Panhandle, Nebraska, in a little town just outside of Crawford. This is actually the Milky Way right here. This is the tail end of it. It actually goes up further behind me all the way around. You can see the core behind me. But the part that I liked about this is that the fact that you can see the Andromeda Galaxy. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, I was pretty excited about that. I haven't really seen that type of stuff before, and I never went out to I didn't know that I could see by the naked eye the Andromeda Galaxy, which I thought was pretty freaking awesome. So again, a little bit of detail work in there to bring it back out. This was the flip side, the other side of it. So what I did with this one is, if I basically turn the camera around to 180, this is what I saw behind me. And basically you can see the Milky Way is basically the core of the Milky Way is basically descending beneath these clouds. And then it get kind of lost in the haze and the atmosphere of the, as you hit the horizon line right there. But it worked out pretty well. And I did this as a panoramic, so I shot multiple pictures going up like that. So it worked out. Again, I was very, very happy with that. Here's another one right here, again, from that same shot of that behind there. I just was playing around with the composition at that time. This was that little cabin we stayed at while we were there. Again, it was just amazing to see all the stars in the night sky. Again, this right here is the tail end of the Milky Way right here, which I thought was kind of cool. Again, I started playing around with star trails. Hadn't quite got it yet. Hadn't quite got the camera pointed at the North Star. And then, of course, these things take so long to do. This takes like 40 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. And I'm not the one with a lot of patience. So, so what I ended up doing is I just basically did just a couple of these things because I wanted to go shoot more pictures of the Milky Way. One of these days I'll have to get a second camera, but then I'll have to wait until things start changing around as far as that goes. Again, this is again another shot from Nebraska. So again, I really enjoyed my time out there. It was because none of the things I got to spend the time with my son, but the another thing too is that I also got to see some really dark skies, darker than I've ever seen before, which is just an amazing experience to see all this stuff. Again, this is it did it kind of lost a little bit up there, but this is basically a big long panoramic. And basically, what I ended up doing is I'm taking the camera like this and I'm turning it, shooting it horizontal, and I'm moving it up every so often till it's almost right above me. So I try to fix the distortion a little bit in Photoshop, but this is about as good as it's going to get. But I still think it's a pretty awesome image for the whole thing. You can see a little bit of the horsey right there from there. You'll see some other examples of it later on. Let's see, bad night sky right there. That little yellow right there, that's because lightning's going behind the cloud. I didn't get any lightning in the shot, which would have been really cool, but yeah. This was during the moon. We were going to have a lunar eclipse versus a solar eclipse, meaning the Earth's shadow was going to pass in front of the moon. So I was out there with a few other photographers who had the same idea to photograph the moon. It was descending because it was starting to get covered up. As it gets closer and closer towards the horizon, it's completely covered up by the shadow. So it's very, very faint. And and basically it's very dim in the original image. I basically had to work on that area right in here just to make sure you can actually see all that stuff in there as much as you could. There it is right here, just about to kiss the horizon line. Excuse me. All right, this is what I was talking about right here, the horsey part. See right here, I call it the horsey part because basically because it looks like a horse that's running upside down. That's the head, that's the legs, like that, and it's the tail kind of going across. So that's basically the idea. And inside around here, there's some nebulas and stuff like that you can see some as well. I don't really haven't photographed any nebulosities yet or nebulas yet at this particular point. I'm getting kind of excited to try some of that. I might try some of that tonight. We'll see how the sky works out for me, but that'll be pretty fun. So you can see right here, there is some purple colors and stuff. Again, you can't see this with the human eye because the human eye can't pick up the color. The color is there because at night you can't see shit. This was a group that took out to I think this was Coquina Beach. I'd have to look at the metadata again, but I think it's Coquina Beach or Casperson's Beach. Either way, you can see the main thing that's working at the beach is the dealing with all the persnickety light pollution from the coast. Yeah, it was Coquina Beach is what it was. Yeah. This was an Assateague Island right here. The original picture of this was actually pretty horrible because of the light pollution. I knew I pointed the camera in the right direction. I knew there was going to be some clouds over there, but I thought about 30-ish degrees above the horizon, the core right here would be hopefully visible above the clouds. And after I did the editing, got rid of most of the light pollution, it was actually there. So it worked out pretty well. So I was pretty happy with that. You can see right here dealing with clouds. One of the things that you got to be patient with is just the clouds. I got no control of the clouds. It's not one of my superpowers. Here I was just playing with a little technique. I was actually, during the 30 seconds of exposure, what I did was actually turn my zoom. I basically zoomed out or zoomed in. I forget which way I did it, but to get this effect. So I probably zoomed out is what I ended up doing. Again, just more of the same. These were in Wild Island, Florida, which was a little small I guess township, just east of Sebring, and it was fairly dark out there. But what was really nice that there was a light source that was right behind me. So what was kind of cool, since it lit up, I was able to get a picture of me and my son as we're standing out there at dark 30, much to his joy and amusement. Waking him up, come on, son, we gotta go. We gotta go shoot pictures of the Milky Way. Yes, I know. It's early. Come on, let's go. Uh, Yeah, we went ostensibly during that same trip. We were trying to shoot some pictures out of the Milky Way here at Kissimmee Preserve State Park, and I got lucky with some of the stuff, but it had been raining all freaking day, and it just cleared up at the last possible moment. And of course, I wasn't staying at the park; I was staying at this hotel, which is about in Sebring, about an hour away. So we were out there, and I kept thinking that hopefully the weather was going to clear, and it did. That's the other side of the there's this way, and then there's the other side. This is the little bit of the Milky Way sticking right about there. Again, what you can see is the Andromeda Galaxy. Pretty freaking awesome for that. Anyway, so that's pretty much some of the stuff that I've been doing. I could keep going and on and on. I got over 140 some odd pictures, and I don't want to necessarily turn this into a giant slideshow. But you can see some of my stuff on my YouTube channel. I got little videos that you can kind of watch of some of the stuff that I made, a couple of years ago. So again, you can go to YouTube at, just look up Foto Dono there. When this video is done processing, I'll put the links in the description so you guys can check it out from there. Um, but yeah, just like I said, there's gonna be some couple of things coming up that if you guys are interested in. Click on stop share here. This picture right behind me is my virtual screen right here, my virtual background. I mean, this was again, this is some of the stuff I've done more recently, and this is basically the Bach Tower Garden up in there in Lake Wales in Florida here, and basically the tower more or less follows the north, south, east, west kind of thing. So basically, when I'm pointing the tower there, you can see right behind me right here. Oop, there we go. That's it. That little bright point, that's the North Star. That little white streak right there going across there, that's a plane flying overhead, getting in my shot. As I said, stuff like this right here. This actually was about a 45-minute shot right here. So yeah, some of that stuff can take quite some time, and planes and clouds can kind of muck it up sometimes. So yeah. All right. I think that's all I've got for you guys today. Essentially, I've got a camera basics class coming up at 2:30. No one signed up for it, so I probably am not going to be running that one. But I do have a few people signed up for the evening workshop tonight, which is about travel photography or the travel the evening an evening with Foto Dono at 6 o'clock, and that's going to be about travel, basically travel photography. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go to my website at fotodono.com, or if you go to Johnson's website, you can click on that, and you can go basically get there. It's a free event. All I'm asking is for folks, if they can, to help me while I am without a current job, is to provide donations if they can. That would certainly help me out. I also have set up a Patreon account if anyone wants to help me out through there. The other thing too is, I do a YouTube channel. I would like to get my name on it. Right now, I have less than I got 2 subscribers. If I have 100 subscribers, they're going to let me put my personal name on it. That's part of the requirement. So you have to have. I've got my artwork up there. I've uploaded videos. Now I've got my artwork up there. I've uploaded videos. Now all I have to do is come up with about 100 subscribers, and they'll let me title it Foto Dono. So if anybody wants to find Foto Dono on YouTube, again, FOTODONO. Again, I'll put description once this video is finished processing. I mean, the link in the description once the video finished processing, so you guys can see that. But yeah, I can't say this has been a lot of fun doing stuff like this. Despite all the stuff that's been going on, being without work and whatnot, it's been fun doing these things. It's been fun meeting new people, and certainly been a lot of fun connecting with some friends and stuff that I haven't been able to or wouldn't have been able to because of this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing this more often, and hopefully you get to see a lot more of it. My goal is to try to do all this stuff about once a week if I can. I'm going to try to keep off from doing stuff on the weekends if I can avoid it. So we'll see how that goes. Again, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch these things here on Facebook. As I said, I didn't really see any comments posting up on there. Let me double check again. Anybody with, oh, I have 9 followers now. Oh, good. That's from Glidden. Thank you, Glidden. Is that the same presentation from the other day, the travel? Yes, it will be. You would have seen the same presentation, Glidden. Yes. So yeah, we'll be doing that one again as well. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. I'm glad I had some people following me today. Thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to watch. And again, as I said, thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll be posting this video also on YouTube as well too. So not only you'll see it on Facebook Live, you also Facebook, you also see it on my YouTube channel. My goal of the YouTube channel is to eventually start posting more of my presentations on there, and also some of the quick little edits, things that I've been working on that have worked out well for me. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you have a great day.